Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to clean up a couple of pipe wrenches, 8-inch and a 6-inch. One's a rigid and one's a proto. This is old school proto here, and this one here is a newer rigid. So, well, I say newer, it's probably mid-60s, I'll bet you. But we'll see what it looks like. I think I'm going to put these in the ultrasonic cleaner. Why not? I don't hardly ever use that thing. Let's take these apart. Alright, we take these apart. It should be a spring. I hope the spring's in here. Yeah, there's a spring down in there. It's a booger to get out sometimes. Sometimes you fight quite a bit to get it out. Let's see if I can get down underneath it. There's a clip and a spring. I'm wondering if I could pull it out with a pair of needle nose now. Oops. Nope. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Another little tiny screwdriver. Man, those fibers off of that steel wool, that fine steel wool, it's everywhere. Well, there should be, aha, and it come, nope, backed out on me. Hang on a second. I need more light for one. See what I'm doing here. Almost got it out. If you can see, there's a spring on the knob side, this large side. There's a spring in that cavity right there. It pushes against it. That's what I'm trying to get out. Both pieces, actually. There's that. There's that. See? That's all it is. It needs to be cleaned real good. Clean that up. And that spring sits in the back of this cavity right here, and then it sets against like that. And that slot, there's a groove in there on this side right here. That's where it fits in. So, now this, you can only take this part this way. You can't, you could grind that pivot off and make a new pivot. You can take this off, that grind that and put it, but I don't know how to do pivots very well. So, tension on that's really tight. This thing was hardly ever used. But this proto ought to look really nice. These things weren't used that often. Most of the guys, the old timers I know that had these, that used them, usually used them for valve stops underneath sinks. These little sizes right here were perfect. You could stick this in your back pocket or your front pocket, carry it in, do a job real quick, turn a toilet off, turn underneath the sinks off, the water. But that's what this stuff. So let me put it in the ultrasonic cleaner and then we'll get after it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I put these in the ultrasonic cleaner, and that was a waste. Anyways, I'm going to run these over the wire wheel. I think I'm just going to paint these. They're light duty. I've thought about maybe spraying them with that truck bed liner material, but I think I'm just going to just spray paint these red. I'm going to put them over the wire wheel real quick, run them over. This rigid, this powder coating, what they use is very good stuff. I like this stuff. But I can't duplicate it, so I'm just going to paint it. I want to protect it. Easy way to protect your tools, spray paint. I mean, it keeps them, so long as you don't soak them and leave them soaked in a bucket of water in the back of your pickup truck, they'll be just fine. I am going to probably use the Dremel to polish the jaws on these. Just one, I want to clean the jaws. I want to see if there's any damage of the jaw. I don't think there is, but I want to clean. There's a lot of debris. There's plumbing dope in between them. This one more than this one. This one's actually really sharp and clean. But anyways, let's go to wire wheel, and then I'm going to blue these two little parts. But the rest of it, I'm going to, you know what? I might blue these. You know, that's not a bad idea. It really isn't a bad idea. Huh. Changed my mind. In middle thought. Sorry, guys. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got them off the wire wheel, and they're really in good shape. Look at that, I dropped it. I put a dent in it right there. Man, you know when you do something you realize you're stupid? Well, I did just then when I dropped it. The spring tension on this one's awesome. The teeth are in very, very good shape. Man, they have got some bite to it. Nothing's nicked. These look brand new, literally brand new on the teeth. There's no wear. It's excellent condition. Same way with the little pair, the 6-inch. It's the same way. The teeth on these they were just packed full of plumber's dope. Anyways, I say plumber's, pipe dope. What I'm going to do before I throw some paint, I was just going to go ahead and finish cleaning off the paint off of them. Just so the paint will adhere good. It's like I said, these aren't going to be heavily used. But I want them to look nice anyways. You know, I thought this was 6 inch. One side's marked. Oh, it is a 6. It kind of looks like a 5 there. Okay. Yeah. Clean them up the best I can, and then I thought maybe about polishing this end right here. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go through that much trouble. I could practice a little bit, but it'd be hard to tape off around that. I want a good coat of paint all over everything, and the more I think I make my job harder here. I want to shoot some paint, make sure I get paint up underneath here, because I don't want that to rust. You know, you look at things sometimes, you make your job harder, and it doesn't need to be. This is just a good used tool. I'm going to use them. The 8 inch not as much as the 6 inch, but still going to be a usable tool. All right, let's, before we go any further, let me shoot some paint on these real quick, and then we'll come back and blue these parts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm using this bluing, cold bluing here. I need to clean these parts off with a little carburetor cleaner. You can use naphtha. I use carburetor cleaner just because that's what I use. What I want to do is clean it to where I get all my fingerprints and all the black. See the black coming off? The fingerprints is not going to really matter that much. I have only once or twice have I noticed something that didn't take the bluing real well, and I attribute it to my fingerprints, my dirty hands, but it could have been anything. See the black is coming off. Just get it good and clean. It's hard to get in the grooves. Really and truly, you can only get it so clean. I haven't had a problem with it not taking. Let's see, J6 of 9. I think that might be 89. Date code. So it'll be 12th month, 10th month. Yeah. Count on my fingers, sorry. Carry my fingers everywhere. Best calculator ever found. A little bit of black there. I cleaned my hands real good and went inside. I had solvent all over. I hate that solvent. I got a chemical solvent, oil field solvent that I use in my solvent tank. I hate using that stuff, but it works. I was doing another little project and that solvent stinks. Strong. Whew. All right, guys, that's enough cleaning. Let's blue these. I mean, I've done this before. You guys have seen me blue things before. See how it takes. Look there. See how it takes? I'm gonna set these after I get them blued. I'll set them outside in the sun. It's a good hot day today, and probably let them sit for a couple days in the sun. I got to go back to work, so I got one day off. So luckily that's today. I'll be glad when winter gets here. I get a little more time off in the winter time. For those of you that are retired and able to enjoy a little bit of time, or for those of you that enjoy your time off or can, well, I feel for you. I think I got it all covered. Yeah, I missed a little spot right there. I'm gonna go ahead and blue these. And the only reason I'm bluing these, or these parts right here, is they're hard to paint. From the factory powder coating, it's different, or some paint is it's painted with electrostatic. I believe that's what it's called. I have actually worked a paint booth in a factory for a short period of time, and it kind of like static electricity. They put a charge on the line, positive line, and then negative to the paint, and you should see how it's pretty amazing how it works. That being said, it was a sucky job. Sucky company, poorly run company. I only lasted there about 9 months, but it was a poorly run company. Now, on this bluing, just wipe it off. You don't rinse with this, just wipe dry. Now, I'll show you how I do the thread parts here in just a minute. Just wipe it off. Excuse me. I'm using the terry cloth because the little fibers are deeper and can get into the recesses. Now, here's a little, let's use some steel wool here. Now, the little trick I'm gonna do here, it works for me. Some people disagree, but I use a brass brush. Look at the grooves in there. You can see some that like a flat finish in there, and I can't get in there. So that's it. Now look. See it? Now look at this side that I haven't done, and this side that it is done. See? Now I'll do the lettering just for a little extra here. Now, show you the teeth here. See how discolored matte finish that is? That's it. Real easy. Nothing hard about this. You can use the brass brush, but I don't recommend doing it too much or for too long. For some reason, the brass brush will seem to take the dye off. So the steel wool polishes it a lot better. So let me finish the other pieces and then we'll oil them. All right, I got a close-up of the, see what that looks like. I went ahead and blued it a second time. It did not take the second bluing. For some reason, the first bluing was all it needed. But you can see, obviously it did a good job. You can tell that there's no issues. There's no discolorations, no matting, no like difference in color. It's pretty uniform. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to coat this with some 3-in-1 oil, and this is the stuff I use. And then let this sit outside in the sun, let it bake. I'm currently looking for a one of those little ovens. The sun seems to help. I don't know if the oil has a chemical reaction. I've said this before. I don't know what the oil does. But it makes the metal turn darker. It's more black, which I like. Any protection that I can give the tool, the better I like it. So, toaster oven, that's what I was trying to think of. Anyways, I'm looking for a used toaster oven. When I get one, that's what I'll use during the winter. And what I'll do is I'll set it. It seems like a couple weeks ago it was, average temperature was, I don't know, 104, 106, and then the heat index was well up 114. And I let it sit out for days, and that seemed to work very well. That seemed to work really, really good. Now inside here, on the threads, I used a brass brush and just spun it in there. It seemed to work okay. Like I said, I'm just going to set these parts outside and let it pretty much air dry. I think inside on the threads here, I'm getting a lot of oil, so I may have to clean that up a little bit, but not a big deal. All right. Oh, I did this little spring clip that goes inside the rigid. I went ahead and I tried to blue it, but the bluing didn't take on this metal. And I think it's because I didn't clean it very good. But when I put it back together, I am going to put a small sliver of grease on it. I know it'll attract a little dirt, but I want the grease to coat it, kind of cover it a little bit. But, all right, I'll take these outside and we'll see what we get afterwards. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I normally don't come out in the evening and finish a job, but I'm taking these to work tomorrow because a friend of mine wants to see them. He carries some of these. Anyways, I finished bluing them. There's a little bit of oil residue on the ends there. They've been sitting outside for 3 days. And almost all the oil, I blued them, and you can see it's blacker. The oil, and then setting them outside just darkens it. Look how even the coating is. You see a little bit of oil right there, residue. Teeth, look at that. Look how good a shape the teeth are in there. Never really been used. This one's the same way. These things are nice. Anyways, let's put these together. So the larger one, there's really not much to it. It's an 8-inch, no name on it that I can tell, no maker's mark, or excuse me, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is the Proto. I have another one that I found the other day. It doesn't have a maker's mark on it. Sorry. Actually turned out really nice. Now this one is going to be a booger to put back together. And I am put a little hole in the hole down here, or little grease in the hole. Oh, it's been a long day, guys. All right. Trying to get that spring in there. If you can see that spring in there. See this? See that side? It goes against this. And I got to push that spring down. At the same time, I push this in. That is, oh God, them fibers from that. Okay, hang on here. Push that spring down. There's where my problem's going to be. I can't really see what I'm doing. What I probably need to do is get under the magnifying glass. Maybe I can push this down. Oh, did I get it? Hang on, I gotta look under the magnifying glass. Now, I'm trying to use the screwdriver to wedge the spring flat down in there and then slide this over. And I slid it right past it. Well, that stinks. Let me get that spring out of there so I don't lose it. That's the most difficult part. Can't get it out now. I should just go inside, eat dinner, and call it a night. It's sometimes just not worth the trouble. I don't know if I can go back up with it. Come on, get down in there. The bigger ones are a lot easier to do than these little ones like this. I gotta compress that spring while I slide, I don't know what you call that little tin piece. I don't know how I would slide that up in there now. How do I get that to go up? Nope, that ain't gonna work. Let's see, get that spring back out because I don't want to lose the spring. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the camera died. I have no idea if I got it in the picture, but you can see that sleeve in there. And then all you got to do after you do that, slide that in there. Well, did I bend it? I must have done something. Something's not right. The spring looks compressed. Did I bend it, getting it in there? What did I do? Oh, you got to be kidding me. All that trouble. I think I did. I bent it. There it goes. Just slide that in there. This should, putting it back, should bend it back. I shouldn't have a problem. There it goes. Oh my God, that was a lot of trouble. Okay, and the reason I want to do this, a friend of mine, he's got a little leather tool pouch. He carries one of these 6 inches. He carries a 6-inch crescent and a multi-tool, and they go everywhere with them. He puts them on every day. It's like his everyday carry pouch, I guess you want to call it. But and he's a maintenance worker, so. But I'm gonna go ahead, since I got this much trouble, these look so nice, I'll throw a coat of wax on. And ain't gonna hurt nothing. It's been sitting long enough, paint shouldn't come off. And these are probably, by the looks of it, they really weren't ever used. And I got it from that estate sale, I believe, or the online sale. I'm pretty sure these came from the plumber's downsizing. He put in, I think he specialized in septic tanks, lateral lines, things like that, which that's, you know, really don't need to, I'm not gonna wax the bluing, it don't need to be waxed. These tools, I probably wind up using these a little bit more than I think. I've already used this one at work. I had it with me when I was taking those sinks and counters out, and come in real handy to disconnect those faucets up under there. My basin wrench, couldn't find it till after I was done, then I found it. So I just used these, or this. And this is Sunrise Red, the paint. I love this color. It reminds me of there was a color out in '77, it was a Porsche Indian Red. And that's what it reminds me of. It's not a candy color, but it's a good all-around color. We used to paint a lot of bikes and stuff back in the day. Well, one of my motorcycles was painted this color till it burnt down in the fire. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Rigid, heavy duty, 6-inch. In I know the powder coating is nice that Rigid puts on, but I don't have the powder coating capabilities, and I don't want to take up that much room in my shop because you need an oven. I don't care. The paint will protect it. It'll be just fine. All the rust is off. It's cleaned up real good. I mean, I believe this is like a Stills brand. Made like a Still, but it's a proto. I don't know how old this one is, but I'm pretty sure by the spring that's on here, it's probably got some age to it. Two nice little wrenches. Sorry about the video quality. I'm sure I screwed something up. I'm doing this at night on a weeknight where I have to work, and everything's not going right. I've been messing with fart fans all day today, rebuilding a ceiling grid and drop ceiling, and it's just been rough. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Would you have wasted your time? I probably got about 45 minutes in this, maybe 50 minutes. I think they're worth it. One, they're just cool to look at. They're small, they're tiny, they're usable. They're actually really usable. If you're working underneath the sink and you got to take stop valves off, they work great for that. They work great for underneath sinks to take your commercial. Your residential, most of the time you don't need something like this because they're plastic anymore. But most of your commercial stuff still has 5/8, 3/4 inch nuts, things like that, or metric. I ran across that today. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, give me thumbs up, thumbs down, and subscribe if you like. I hope this video doesn't suck. I'm sorry if it does. If it does, just skip it, fast forward, whatever you want to do. I don't care. Y'all have a good day.